All right, hopefully some of you will get here sooner rather than later. Gonna wait to start seeing some people, and of course I want to get some comments in beforehand. But I have notified quite a few people that I'm going live. Gotta love the big 0 right there. Oh, I got one. That's always good to see. I'll wait till at least 3 people show up and we will kick it off. Gonna be interesting because I've never done Facebook Live before. Or excuse me, YouTube Live before. This would be a first time for me. But Mike told me to do this, so it'd be great if he actually showed up. Don't even know if I'm gonna get any comments or anything like that. But yeah. So like I said, one person's here. Got a stack of nothing but goodness for you guys. Oh well. More people are going to show up eventually, so why don't we just kick it off? So, yeah, sorry for like the 4 month freaking absence. A lot of you guys know that my wife just had our baby not even a week after I did the last video. I think the last video I did was September 3rd, and like 6 days later, my wife gave birth. So, yeah, that was pretty fun to say the least. So it's been holding me up on doing any form of update video. But I figured since I was home for a Saturday night and it's just me and my daughter who is sleeping right now, I figured I'd do a little impromptu live video. So hopefully, you know, some people decide to show up. I saw one person was here, but they amscrayed. So, but we'll treat this as if I'm shooting a regular video. So this is just going to be off the cuff. So, got a ton, and I mean a metric ton, of Laserdisc that I've gotten over the last several months. Ton of Laserdisc Forever members, you know, hooked me up with a bunch of stuff. Actually got a lot of good stuff off of eBay, you know, half price, maybe half price books and a couple other store pickups. So we'll kick it off with Sean Jones, who sent me a bunch of stuff after that, or after the last video. So first thing I got from him, we got Over the Top, Japanese Laserdisc. Been wanting to get this one for a while, mainly because this one is widescreen, whereas the domestic version is in full frame. I have a copy of the OBI strip somewhere. I gotta scan a copy of that and, you know, get that put on here. So that's pretty cool. Also glad to get this one because the American version is such a big freaking rotter. Got a Lost Highway, so very happy to get a copy of that. Was painfully happy to finally get this on Laserdisc. Let's see, this one. I remember someone asked me if I had a copy of this. I believe it was my buddy John, and I was like, no, but now I finally get to say I have it. Finally got a copy of Return to Oz. First time owning this on any format. Never had it on DVD, VHS, anything like that. I haven't even ordered the new Blu-ray from, Walt Disney's Disney Movie Club. So yeah, finally glad to have a copy of this on home video in some form. And last, second to last, got Dracula AD 1972, only released in Japan. I think most of the rest of this has come out on Laserdisc in other parts of the country, you know, other parts of the U.S. But you can see this is only like $5 at a hard off, so this is actually pretty cool. So yeah, I got a good deal on this. And lastly, and we're gonna actually this is gonna seg you into a lot of Star Wars stuff that I've picked up. I got a copy of the very first U.S. pressing of the original Star Wars, and for those of you who don't know, I finally actually did complete my domestic Star Wars collection. So I have every single Star Wars film that ever came out US. Now I'm working on the Japanese stuff. So got that from Sean. So thank you very much. Now these next two, this is the part where I say I can't remember who I got these from. You know, I had to go through so many names in my head. I couldn't remember anybody. So we'll just say I got this. This is the standard play version. of the original Star Wars. This is spread out across over 3 discs. There's absolutely no time compression, and this is in full CAV format. So this is in it's pretty good condition for what it is. And I also ended up getting The Empire Strikes Back. You know, I did trade somebody for this. I think it was one of the person I traded last time. I can't remember his name right now off the top of my head, but I did trade for this. So yeah, glad I finally got that. So that knocked that out. But this person's name I do know, and that was Christian Algeria. We ended up doing a deal so I could get the last 3 that I needed. So this is the second version, or second pressing of the CVS Fox Star Wars that came out. I think this came out in 1983 or 84, something like that, but I finally have a copy of that. Also have a copy of The Empire Strikes Back. Again, time compressed, but different than the other time compressed one I showed off in the last video. And lastly, we have Return of the Jedi. So yeah, there you go. Complete, U.S. pressings, all the Star Wars discs. Finally got them. Japanese collection's getting worked on soon. So, all right. So next person I got from, and this one struck me a little weird because I had no idea who this guy was, and then when I found out who he was, I was pretty shocked. I got these set of discs from Nick Lavallee, who you guys may know. He was on the show. He's on Funny or Die. He did a little thing, like a skit called Paul and his Laserdisc collection. I had no idea this was him, and I bought these movies. I'm like, oh my god, this is you. So yeah, turns out I bought some movies from a celebrity, so I feel pretty honored about that. First one I picked up was Perfect Weapon. Jeff Speakman, his he only did a few movies, but like this, and I do have his other one here. These are like the 2 best ones that he did. This is one of the best ones he did. This is such a great movie. Now I have this on Laserdisc, VHS, and Blu-ray, so that's freaking awesome. This one, never heard of it, but it looked so stupidly funny. I had to get it. Auntie Lee's Meat Pies. I bought this just because, what is it? Pat Morita's in it, so it was kind of like, yeah, I had to get this one, and it looked like a cheesy horror flick, so I had to check that out. Let's see. Next one, had to get this because it's a B-movie, Rage and Honor, Cynthia Rothrock. Can't go wrong with that. Gonna be a solid flick. This one, never heard of it, but again, cheesy B-movie, chop socky flick, raw target, freaking awesome. Just B-movie bad awesomeness, so that's pretty cool. Next one, I actually heard of this, but never owned it before, but for the price was right. Killer Image, got it because Michael Ironside's in it, so looks like a pretty solid flick, so there you go. Oh god, we got some canon badness here. Had to get American Cyborg. This just looks so bad, but I know I'm gonna enjoy it. This looks pretty badass, so I can't wait to check this one out. Got one more knocked out of my signature collection series. Got Dragon, the Bruce Lee story. Have this on Blu-ray, but first time ever owning this on Laserdisc, so finally glad to have that one. This one, again, never heard of it, but again, it's just cheesy B-movie, overkill. Michael Nouri and Aaron Norris, you can't go wrong. I think this is like the only movie that Aaron Norris ever did. That's Chuck Norris's brother, so there you go. Looked pretty cool. Had to check that one out. And lastly, from Mr. Nick, had to get this, the last Jeff Speakman movie here, Street Night. More canon B-movie goodness, so definitely had to get this one, so there you go. Can't wait to check this one out either. And let's see, this next one here, this is going to be from He Who Shall Not Be Named, Prince of Darkness. Not going to show that for too long. Yeah, whatever. Next person, Trevor Noble. He hooked me up pretty good too, and that would be The Day After. He told me a lot of people were messaging him about this, but I was lucky I was the first person to get a hold of him. So, yeah, so glad I freaking have this movie. You just don't know, because this is like the only way to see this in widescreen, and this is the only way to get the commentary track, because the commentary is not on the MGM DVD. So I hear it is getting a Blu-ray release sometime soon, so hopefully it will be out soon. I mean, there was a rumor going around that it was getting a Blu-ray, but nothing else has been released. Next 2 I got were from Ren Heitman. Me and him actually did a trade for these, but it all worked out in the long run. Got a copy of Jake Speed. Been wanting to get this on DVD, actually, but the DVD goes for some kind of sort of ridiculous, and I don't want to say ridiculous amount of money, but just a little bit too much. But, for a trade that we did for this, I'm happy. Finally got a copy of Jake Speed. And lastly, another one to help knock out my signature collection series. Got a copy of Ed TV. Not a great movie by any stretch of the imagination, but I wanted to get it just to complete my signature collection series. And I'm about like 8 titles away now, I think, with me getting Dragon and Ed TV, so that helps. Next person. Now, these technically were an eBay purchase, but I actually talked to the guy in the group, Chris Thomas, and he hooked me up with 2 titles. I finally got Rick Springfield, Beat of a Live Drum. Been wanting to get this concert for a little bit. I love my 80s music, and like the first 4 Rick Springfield albums are actually pretty damn good. So this is a damn good concert. I really enjoyed it. And of course, had to get some B-movie badness. The Exterminator. What can you say? Great freaking flick. Never even knew this was out on Laserdisc until like when I bought it, pretty much. I was like, okay, cool, this is on Laserdisc. Totally getting it. So yeah. And next person up is the lovely, lovely Miss Maxine Davlin, who I ended up getting a few movies from right before Christmas hit, and she actually gave me one for free. So picked up a copy of Bolero. Yeah, this bad canon flick that's just an excuse for Bo Derek to get naked. But hey, it's canon, you know, I'm buying it regardless. This one Bronson flick that I've never actually seen, but it looked interesting, so I figured I'd give it a try. Someone Behind the Door. I mean, you got Tony Perkins and you've got Charlie Bronson, so it's going to be a good flick regardless, so had to get that one. Next one up, more canon goodness here. POW The Escape. Haven't seen this, but been wanting to check it out for a while. I can't remember if it got a DVD release or not, but been wanting to get it on Laserdisc. So yeah, Maxine hooked me up with that. And last but not least, the one she actually gave me for Christmas, got Hercules, starring Lou Ferrigno, and it's a canon flick. So there you go. I love my canon. Had to keep getting the canon. So now we get to the fun part. Now we get to the controversy. Now we get to the person who sold me some movies who turned out to be not 1, not 2, but he turned out to be 3 different freaking people. And if any of you guys are from Laserdisc Forever, you would know that over the last 48 hours, we've had a little bit of controversy involving a man by the name of Tim Cummings. Come to find out, this Tim Cummings guy, his real name was actually Nathan Smith, who is has some issues. Nathan Smith got barred from the group for giving people some bad deals or not sending people the discs that they wanted to get. Then he decided to create a whole new identity by the name of David Cummings, and he was selling people discs under that. And then more stuff got messed up. More people weren't getting their movies. And then David Cummings, his son came back and said, oh yeah, David Cummings was my dad. My name's Tim Cummings. I'm going to be sending out my father's discs. Yeah, that. And all for a while he had us strung along. But then Tim Cummings had the same problems as David Cummings and Nathan Smith. People weren't getting their orders. And so somebody in the group had finally figured it out that maybe they were all the same person, and it turns out they were the exact same person. So yeah, this guy's pulling a freaking Kaiser Soze here, but I guess what I'm going to say is I feel bad for all of you who have gotten burned. I really do. I cannot imagine what anybody of you are going through right now, not getting your money back and all this other stuff. It is one of the most ridiculous, crazy situations I've ever heard of, and it's so freaking weird. But fortunately for me, the stuff I did get from him, I actually paid for, and I got them safely. So first thing I got from I will say Tim Cummings was Soul Taker. Cheesy movie. MST3K did a great riff on this, so had to get the legitimate thing just to have it. And one that I was surprised was actually rot frickin' free, and I got it for a good price. Had to get the New Kids. I got this for dirt cheap. Sold this to me for $3. So it's like $3. I'll take a shot, and completely rot free. Very happy to have this. The DVD is like crazy expensive right now. I have no need for it. Mill Creek did a version of it, but I have no interest in it because it's Mill Creek, and they're getting better, but it's still an older Mill Creek product. And lastly, and don't freaking laugh. I swear to God, don't freaking laugh at me. If Cinema Sickness were watching this right now, he'd probably be giving me like thumbs up left and right because I got this. But yeah, freaking Spice World. Hey, I saw this when I was a kid. I loved it in the theater. It's still a good movie. I've got it on DVD. And yeah, whatever. New Kids Region Free Blu-ray. Okay, cool. Well, cool. That did come out on Blu-ray for 22 apparently. Is that an indicator title or is that from the UK or anything like that? I have no idea. But yeah, I definitely check that out. Let's see. Next person, of course, the one name you are very familiar with there, Mr. Kevin frickin' Kobos. So yeah, ended up getting three titles from him. We'll start off with the original Star Wars. Unfortunately, this does have some rot. But you know what? He already promised me another copy. Just disc 1 has some rot on it, but it's pretty watchable. And of course, had to get The Empire Strikes Back with the lovely corner Obi eyes. Ren Heitman's, his kryptonite right here. He loves his corner Obi eyes, so yeah, I had to get those. And one movie that my buddy Jeremiah told me about that I could not freaking believe that I got. New Man, aka And You Thought Your Parents Were Weird. I've had quite a few people ask me on the page, am I going to sell this? I'm like, no, this took me a long time to find a copy, this freaking nice, because this never came out on DVD. This has only ever come out on VHS in North America, and then in Japan it actually did get a Laserdisc release, so glad to have that one in the collection. So, I believe, yeah, that is completely it with LDF members. So, all you guys who've hooked me up, I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Hopefully, we're going to do some more business in the future. Did take a trip up to Half Price, and I swear to you guys, over the last 4 months, Half Price has been a cesspool of straight-up emptiness. Nothing has been coming in. I haven't gotten anything except for one lone title, and that was Phil Collins' The Singles Collection. Hey, it's Phil Collins. I like Phil Collins. I like Genesis. So I actually had to pick this up. I did get a copy of Bon Jovi Crossroads for $1, but unfortunately side 2 was completely rotten, so that went in the garbage. Next person. Now, this was a store pickup, but I have to give a shout out to my friend Tony Ceccarelli, who runs Disc Replay over in Highland, Indiana. He gave me a really good deal on all these, did some trades. Finally got a copy of Rest in Pieces. I've been told this is a pretty bad movie, but you know what? I'll give it a shot. It's a horror flick. I gotta check everything out. This one is just your standard fair goodness, good old Mad Max, but I do not have Mad Max on Laserdisc until now, and I always had the Road Warrior and Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, so this will complement that nicely. This one I was very happy that he had. I had no idea he had it. I finally got a copy of Funland. Haven't seen it, but been wanting to. Carsey Werner, I believe, did this. Not Carsey Werner. Yeah, Bonnie Turner and Terry Turner, creators of Third Rock from the Sun. On that basis alone, I had to check this movie out. And lastly, the one main reason I went to his store, because he got a copy of this in, and there was no way I was letting it go. Finally got Grim Prairie Tales. Great movie. A steeple of cable, late night TV back in the 90s. Never came out on frickin' DVD. Finally glad I have a copy of this. So, there you go. Awesome sauce. All right. Now we are on to the eBay stuff. There is one seller who goes by the name of the Ultimate Shopping Center. He gives good deals every chance that he gets. And occasionally I always buy like 3 or 4 things from him. I have gotten 8 titles from him over the last couple of months. So we'll kick it off with Scorpion. You know what? It's just a cheesy B movie. It's from Crown International Pictures. What the heck? It was worth a shot. I had to get this just because it looks so cool. So there you go. I did buy a copy of this from Chris Thomas, but unfortunately it was rotted. So I had to go to the Ultimate Shopping Center to get a copy of this, but luckily completely rot-free. Got me a copy of Rick Springfield's Hard to Hold. Bad movie, but again, I like Rick Springfield, so I don't care. Been wanting to check this one out. This one's completely rot-free, so there you go. One that has yet to come out on DVD. This was factory sealed, but I did crack it open. Bullies. Hey, Kev. There he is. Had to get a copy of Bullies. Been wanting to check that out. So, yeah, it was brand new. It was factory sealed. Why the hell not? This one I know a lot of people are going to be mad for because this one is kind of hard to get. This one does have a tiny bit of rot, but it's completely watchable because it is a DADC pressing. Carnosaur 3, finally got that. Complement my copy of Carnosaur 1 and 2 nicely. So there you go. It's probably my least favorite, but you know, why the heck not? And I just sold something on eBay, so I feel pretty awesome about that. So there you go. Let's see. This one I owe Sean Robert Gillette a big favor for. I did see this on the Ultimate Shopping Center's page, but I had no idea that this was the recalled version or the banned version due to the commentary, and I was able to squeeze a $5 purchase out of it. Finally got a copy of Goldfinger, the Criterion Collection, that has the banned commentary track that has yet to be ported over to, you know, DVD, Blu-ray, none of that stuff. Only on Laserdisc. So now I need to get Dr. No and From Russia with Love to get all the elusive commentary tracks. This one, been wanting to watch it, been wanting to see it. I can't remember if it came out on DVD over here. It may have come out through the Warner Archive, or it may have been one of those releases that slipped under the radar, but had to get a copy of Second Sight. You know, it has John Larroquette and Bronson Pinchot. I'm going to check it out. I hear it's a terrible, terrible, terrible movie, but why the hell not? It's worth it to me. So there you go. And, of course, I had to get this from him. This completes my Andrew Dice Clay Laserdisc collection. Finally got Andrew Dice Clay, No Apologies. So I've gotten all 3 of his concerts, and I have Ford Fairlane on Laserdisc. This is probably my least favorite concert, but that doesn't mean it's bad by any means. It's a great concert. I just prefer the other 2 concerts to this one. Dice Rules is still like my favorite one, but unfortunately that's not on Laserdisc, so you can only get that on DVD or VHS. And lastly from him, one movie that has yet to come out on DVD in the United States. Okay, I'm going to say that because apparently I do have some people from overseas watching me right now. Again, has not come out on DVD in the United States. I believe this only came out in either France or Great Britain. I'm not 100% sure. But exclusive to Laserdisc in the United States. Jerky Boys, the movie. Have seen this movie countless times, and Temporary Scars. Yes, it's still live, Mikey. How you doing there, buddy? I'm not starting over, dude. No way. No way. I let you know like 30 minutes ago that I was going live at like 8:30, 8:45. No, I'm not going to start over. You're here now. I'm not done yet, though. Okay, you're here. You already got your shout out, by the way, so you got to start this sucker over. You were watching a movie. Well, keep your phone on you, but like the rest of us do. I watch movies and have my phone on me at all times, you know, because I always got to catch a good eBay deal. But yeah. But anyway, like I said, Jerky Boys the movie. Love this flick. Over 20 years old. Seen it since I was a kid. So, yeah, there you go. I can't remember, Mikey, if I gave you your shout out or not. I can't remember. There was something. Oh, yeah. You know what, Mikey? You have not gotten your shout out yet. You came in at the right frickin' time. You have not. You're good. You haven't gotten your shout out yet. So you're awesome. All right. I may have shown these in one of my last videos, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm going to show them again anyway. So, had to get Messenger of Death. Got my Charlie Bronson Canon collection complete with this. Tiny bit of rot. Totally watchable. Not complaining. Again, I'm 100% certain I showed this off in one of my last videos, but again, Moikey had this one at one point in time, and I got really mad at him because he had it, and I've been wanting to get a copy of it forever, and I finally got a copy of it. Care Bears Adventures in Wonderland. So, yeah, this is the only Care Bears movie that's worth a damn. It's the only good one. This one's awesome. Great freaking movie. So, glad to own that one. Had to get this one on eBay because I got it for, like, dirt freaking cheap. I think I got it for, like, 15, 16 bucks. Finally got a copy of Pinocchio's Revenge. Yeah, someone in the group, I don't want to name names, he dropped, like, almost $100 on this, and I didn't think it was worth that much, and I figured one day I'm going to catch it for like less than 20 bucks, and that day did come. So, yeah, pretty decent little movie. You know, I got it on VHS and Laserdisc. It's a pretty good movie. So there you go. You paid 10 for yours. So there you go, Mike. Yeah, 10. Like I said, there's no way that movie was worth $100. I know what movies are worth $100. That sure as hell wasn't one of them. But, yeah. Also ended up getting a copy of Caddyshack. Oh, yeah. Been wanting to get this one, the elusive, I keep getting the comments popping up, the elusive widescreen edition of Caddyshack, the 19th anniversary edition. Been tracking this one for a while. Came up for like 30 bucks, and I thought that was a pretty good deal because most copies are going for 50 or 60. So I thought 30 was a pretty damn good deal for this. One of my all-time top 10 favorite comedies. Can watch it all the time. This one, if I owe my buddy Kevin, he's watching right now, I owe him big for this one because he was the one who pointed this out to me. So, Mike, you've never seen Caddyshack. God, you suck at life. Totally. Download it now and watch it. One of the best movies ever. So, but yeah, I owe my buddy Kevin a big favor for this. You don't have to be a golf fan to like Caddyshack. It is just a funny movie. Yeah, whatever. No, 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 no. Be the ball, Mikey. Be the ball. All right. Anywho, I owe my buddy Kevin big for this one. He pointed this out to me on eBay. The seller actually had no idea what this movie was. He had it listed as unknown Laserdisc title. And I was only in competition with one other person, who that was Chris Altman, who I feel really bad that I snaked this from, but I had to get a copy of this because, as I'm sorry to say, Mikey, I love my shitty Italian horror, so had to get a copy of Stage Fright. Michelle Savoy, one of my all-time favorite Italian horror filmmakers, because she did The Church. You got Della Morte, Della More. You know, so this was like the first film he ever did outside of those two. So this is a pretty badass flick. Glad I got that on Laserdisc. So, and now Moikey finally gets the big shout out that he's been waiting for, who pointed this out to me, that this was finally on eBay for 35 bucks starting bid, and there was no way I was letting it go, because this movie did come out on DVD, but it is very hard to find on DVD, and it's even more impossible to find on Laserdisc. And he and I are both big Feldman, big Haim fans, so this was one of the one flicks that was elusive to me. Prayer of the Roller Boys. Again, Kevin's watching. He introduced me to this movie. He was the one that told me, have you ever heard of Prayer of the Roller Boys? And I'm like, never heard of it. Then he goes, oh yeah, it's a Corey Haim flick. So, oh yeah, definitely, I got to get it then. And then Moikey was the one who pointed it out to me. I'm like, okay, cool. So finally got a copy of Prayer of the Roller Boys. So thank you, Moikey, for pointing this one out to me. I owe you one for that one. I appreciate that. But we help each other out all the time. So, too bad Stage Fright was... Oh yeah, Kevin, who was supposed to release that? Was that Roan, or was that going to be that one company that did frickin' like Street Trash and La Dahlia? I don't know who was supposed, or was Elite supposed to do that? I have no idea. It was probably Elite. Last but not least, the discussion of Holy Grails. Oh, Synops. Okay, Synops was supposed to do that. All right. But back to what I was saying. We talk about Holy Grails. You know, that term Holy Grail gets thrown around very, very loosely around LDF. You know, I remember the whole thing that someone said that a guy's personal grail was a copy of the Star Wars Definitive box set. You know, and I would never take that away. If that was a personal grail to you, cool. But other people were trying to say that wasn't a grail-worthy title. And it's like, well, you know, that may have been someone's personal grail. You never know. But for me, this was a personal grail. This is also considered to be a holy grail. Oh yeah, I know, I love the hair, man. I haven't gotten no haircut in like half a year, so why not? I'm gonna let it grow until winter ends, and then I'm gonna cut it. But anyway, like I said, this was a holy grail to me, and this is considered to be a holy grail on Laserdisc, because this movie is very, very hard to find. And what shocked me enough is 4 copies popped up in total, including the one that I purchased, within like a week. So Gleaming the Cube, shit, dude, yeah, I would love to have Gleaming the Cube on Laserdisc. I'd love to have it on DVD. But, yeah, I'd love to have that on Laserdisc, too. But, who's fashionably late? I have no idea who that is, Shorty Capone. I have no idea who that is. But, yeah, my personal grail, one of my personal grails, and I finally got it, I think, for like about 40 bucks. Reflecting Skin, I do have that on Laserdisc. I have that on Laserdisc, and I have it on DVD. But, yes, Hamburger the Motion Picture. Yes, this shitty 1985 screwball comedy is a holy freaking grail, because never came out on DVD, never came out on any other format, just freaking, yeah. Freaking Laserdisc was one of the only ways to get this title, and there is still no way this is ever coming out. I actually still have this on VHS, but was so happy to get this on Laserdisc. So, yeah, all right. So that is it for all the Laserdiscs, but don't worry, we got a ton of Blu-rays here. So, yeah, Christmas was good. Ended up getting a lot of stuff during Black Friday. Had a lot of good Christmas stuff. So we'll kick it off. My mother-in-law got me a bunch of good stuff. She got me all 4 of the Bruce Lee Blu-rays that came out from Shout Select, which are now out of print as of January 1st. So she knew I wanted these, so I had to get them. So we have, this is The Big Boss, called Fist of Fury. Or actually, no, excuse me, this is the Chinese connection. I can't even do this. But yeah, this is the Chinese connection, because I flipped them around, did that. This is the Big Boss, a.k.a. Fists of Fury. This would be Way of the Dragon. Yes, Mikey, that's it for Laserdisc. You can go away now. You don't have to watch anymore. Because, yeah, I'm done. Sorry, dude. Yeah, you can fuck off now. But yeah, next one, Game of Death. So, yeah, I had to get all the Bruce Lee flicks. So, my mother-in-law hooked it up hardcore on that. Also had to got this on Black Friday, War of the Planet of the Apes. I came in to see one laser. Hey, you got it on time. But when it's all over, you can turn back the clock and you can try to shoot dominoes. Oh, there's a chance I may be back, so you never know. But you can always turn back the clock and you can catch me doing the Laserdisc. So I gave plenty of guys ample time when I was going. So yeah, War for the Planet of the Apes. Haven't gotten a chance to watch this yet, but yep, definitely gonna check that out. With having all these kids, it's very hard to have a little me time to watch movies. Alien Covenant, got it because I'm a completist, and wasn't that great of a movie. I liked it. I mean, I liked it. I'm just going to say I liked it. It had more holes in it than Swiss cheese. But yeah, it was good for what it was. I enjoyed it. So glad I didn't pay to see it in the theater. One movie I did go to the theater to see. One movie I enjoyed the ever-loving hell out of. Baby Driver. One of my top 10 of the year. Loved this movie to death. In spite of the Kevin Spacey controversy surrounding it. We're going to try to wrap this up kind of quick here because my daughter is having a little conniption fit out there. So we got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Had to grab that one. Saw it in the theater. Loved the hell out of it. Great freaking movie. Got this from my wife for Christmas. Got Spider-Man Homecoming. Awesome freaking movie. Did not see American Assassin yet. Nope. We'll catch it eventually. Like I said, Spider-Man Homecoming. Got that for the wife. Went to Best Buy. Grabbed a couple good deals from them. Finally got a copy of Lawnmower Man. Haven't even opened it yet, but been wanting to check it out. Here it got a lot of good reviews on the picture quality. Finally got cleaned up. Tim, any UHD? Actually, you're next one up. Had to pick up Slither because been wanting to get that. And to answer Tim's question, I got a Xbox One X back in November, the day after it came out. That's my first 4K Blu-ray player, and I put myself on a 4K embargo. I said I was not buying any 4K discs until after the new year because that's when I'm probably going to get an HD TV or 4K TV. So, but as fate would have it, went into the pawn shop the other day and got my first 4K disc, Power Rangers. So yeah, it was only $3. No digital copy, but it came with the 4K and the regular Blu-ray. So yep, there you go. Close Encounters, nope, don't have that on. I have that on regular Blu-ray, not 4K, but I have every copy on Laserdisc. Let's see. Had to get this at the pawn shop. Freaking Live by Night. A lot of people didn't like it, but it was a $3 pickup, so why not? It's Ben Affleck flick. Had to check it out. Got this one off eBay because I found out through a group it was going out of print. Book of Blood and the Midnight Meat Train. This is a Canadian import. This was released on Blu-ray in the UK, but this says, I know the camera might be reversed, but it says Maple back there. This was the Canadian version of that. Got these from a group member in one of my cult group pages. Got David Cronenberg's Dead Ringers, freaking incredible movie. Probably one of David Cronenberg's top 5, one of my favorite flicks from him. And finally, got the Scream Factory copy of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I have the Arrow version and I have the original MGM version, so now I've got like 3 of these. So yeah, got one of my all-time top 10 favorite movies. Finally got this from a group member, Streets of Fire. Freaking love this movie to death. Actually got the poster that goes with it too. So now this would be 3 versions of this I have on Blu-ray. Like I've got the Laserdisc, I've got the HD DVD, I've got the British Blu-ray, and I've got the freaking German Blu-ray. So now I have the American Blu-ray. So there you go. Streets of Fire, all-time favorite flick. Got this off Amazon for like, you're gonna laugh, this is like $18 and some change off of Amazon just because it was an import, but it was a good deal nonetheless. Finally got Twin Peaks, the entire mystery. Like I said, it's just, you can tell it's the import set, but this set uses the new packaging that the current reissue has, but this has all the content from the first set, and it's completely region-free, so had to pick that up. Got it for like 18 bucks. Was a deal and a half. Got this right when I found out that Arrow sold out. Got Between Night and Dawn. Had to get this one because it's a George Romero set, and I love me my George Romero. Got this specifically for the crazies, but also Season of the Witch, and There's Always Vanilla, so glad I picked that up before it went out of print. A love it or hate it flick. I liked it a lot. Picked it up at FYE with the slipcover. Cult of Chucky. Loved it to death. I'm not a big fan of Tony Gardner and his marionette puppetry work, but his visual and gore effects are pretty good, and Brad Dourif did a great job as Chucky, so I liked it. I can't complain. Got this for Christmas from my wife, Doctor Strange. So now with Spider-Man, my Marvel collection is complete. Got all those knocked out. Got this for the wife, Cruel Intentions, one of her all-time favorite movies. Not one of mine, but what the heck. And let's see. We're coming down to the last stack. Ended up grabbing these first few I got off of OfferUp. This cost me, these next three cost me $10 total. Got the X-Men trilogy that has the 3-disc editions of the first 3 movies. Got this monstrosity, X-Men Origins Wolverine. Movie sucks, but hey, it came with it. Finally got a copy of X-Men First Class. Ignore that sticker. I ended up getting the slipcover from my buddy's store. Finally got a copy of the 3D Blu-ray of the Wolverine. Been wanting to get that for a while. Got this atrocity known as X-Men Apocalypse. Was not a big fan of this movie. I thought it was garbage compared to the other two. And lastly, one of the best movies that did come out this year. Frickin' Logan. Loved it to death. Glad I picked that one up. So that was it on the Blu-rays, but I'll leave you on one final note before I sign off. A lot of you who follow me in my cult movie groups on Laserdisc Forever and in general on Instagram, everything like that, you all know I'm a thrift store picker. I try to find anything and everything that I can at the thrift store. Most of the stuff I find goes on eBay. Okay, I'm not going to tell a lie. Like 99% of the things that I find go on eBay. That is so I have money to pay the bills. That is so I have money to buy more movies. And that's so I have, just extra money in general. But, what is it? Oh, battery's dying out there. But yeah, occasionally I do find something that I would like to keep for myself. And this past week, I found not 1, not 2, not 3, but 6 different things that I wanted to keep for myself, and only because I got one steal of a deal. For $12, I got The Kids in the Hall complete series on DVD. Now, I do know that Mill Creek is coming out with their own version. It will be out in a couple weeks, but that version is only going to spread across 12 discs. This is spread across 22, okay? 22 discs means less compression, more room for the discs to breathe, more special features, you name it. So, ended up getting Kids in the Hall Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, Season 4, Season 5, and yes, Mill Creek somewhat sucks. You forget, they came out with Your, okay? Mill Creek gets a life pass because they put out Your, alright? Enough said. And they put out Crawl, so there you go. They get a pass, just for those 2 titles alone. And lastly, Kids in the Hall, Death Comes to Town. So, yeah. Steal of a freaking deal. Glad that I got the Kids in the Hall. Well, dude, Criterion's doing Night of the Living Dead. Okay, Criterion's doing that one. It's a public domain flick, but Mill Creek had to whore themselves out just so they could make some extra bucks. Yeah, I get it. They suck. They're not that bad. I mean, Mill Creek is a mixed freaking bag. But, again, they get some passes for all the extra fun stuff they've been doing. Like, they've been listening to the fans. That's why they did Your. That's why they did Crawl. They got Deep Rising out, for God's sake. Mill Creek is a love it or hate it company, But yeah, you're getting free promos. Believe me, if Mill Creek would send me free shit, I would love it. I've tried to get them to send me free shit, but they won't. But maybe now that I've got somewhat of an established YouTube channel, they will. But yeah, Mill Creek is a straight up love it or hate it company. Like, I hate their complete series sets, them stupid sleeves. But Cinema Sickness in his last video, what is it? He got that SWAT complete series, and apparently they listened to the people because SWAT was in, a multi-case. Like, it wasn't one of them stupid sleeve ones that had those sleeve copies of DVDs. It was an actual DVD case that had actual, discs, nothing in envelopes. That was a big plus for Mill Creek. Like, oh my God, they're listening to the fans. So, but believe me, I do hate Mill Creek, but I like Mill Creek, but at least we can agree they're not Echo Bridge, okay? I'm glad they're not Echo Bridge. Fuck Echo Bridge, okay? Can't stand those guys. They are the worst, let me tell you. But anyway, it has been fun hanging out. I wish I could hang out, talk to you guys more, but I know some of you want to rewind and catch the beginning of this. You can't do that now. My newborn is screaming outside. She wants her dad and she wants a bottle. So thanks a lot for hanging out. You will catch the beginning of this and hopefully a couple minutes when this thing uploads. So I will talk to y'all later. Take it easy, guys. Bye-bye.